What's up, gang? Case here with our at-home strength work for Friday, August 6th. 4 rounds today of our hinge complex, supersetting with 4 rounds of a core complex. Hinge complex today is going to be 5 split stance deadlifts. So on these, all that weight is on the front leg. Get that tall posture, braced belly, so squeeze that belly tight before you go. We start loading into that RDL position, very slight bend in that base knee, keeping that back nice and flat. And then once the hands get below the knee, then we're going to bend the knee a little bit more to get down to mid-shin. Stand up tall and straight. Try not to put any pressure on that back toe at all. It's just back there for a little bit of balance, but that base leg is taking the load. RDL, once we get below the knee, bend at the knee a little bit more to get to the shin and stand. We'll go from 5 on one side right into 5 on the other. Then we'll go into 10 Russian swings. This is more of an RDL position in the bottom. So most of that bend is coming through the hip. Still trying to keep that long spine position. Feel your hamstrings load up. Then fast hips, fast knees. Try to get that object up to about chin height. And then we'll finish up with 10 deadlifts. Toss it back over to the other hand. Hip width stance here. Load into that RDL position again. Remember to keep your shoulders pinned back as well. And then once the hands get below the knee, loading down to mid-shin. Once you start moving on this complex, try to move constantly throughout. Try not to rest at the top. Also, if you're feeling too much tension in your low back, first thing, make sure that that low back is flat and you can feel that load in your hamstrings. And then also make sure that we're not overarching and that we've got that middle still tight so that our core can support our spine and not just those smaller muscles in our low back. Rest about 90 seconds after your hinge complex, and we'll go into our core complex. 10 weighted dead bugs, moderate load, pressed over the sternum, press up enough so the sides of the shoulders come off the ground. And then we're going to bring knees and feet up, low back on the ground, extend one leg, squeeze tight for a moment, pause at the top, extend the other leg, squeeze tight for a moment, pause at the top. What you're trying to do here is learn how to keep this midline braced while that leg moves and stays braced at different points. So always use that pause when you're working on that movement. After that, we'll go right into 10 glute bridge marches. Same core position here. We're squeezing tight so that we don't arch our back. Straight line from the shoulder up to the knee. And then as I lift that other foot, I want to try to not let my hips sag or move at all. So I'm locking down, lifting, staying locked, lifting, slow, smooth pace on these, trying to stabilize the pelvis while that leg moves. Rest about 90 seconds before you go back to your hinge complex. We want load to be moderately difficult for that hinge complex today. Use the same weight across if you can. If you start too light or if you bit off more than you can handle for 4 sets, go ahead and make those adjustments, but ideally staying at the same load for all 4 sets. Good luck on our strength work, and we'll see you back soon for our Metcon.